Hi dear friends and subscribers, this is your host Ram welcoming you to the Cricket Happening Show today. And well, it's only going to be a cricket update today, but I would definitely like to start off with something which has happened in the annals of cricket history. And that was Ashton Agar, the Australia's number 11 batsman, on debut today, just missed by 2 runs to become the first person ever to score a century on international debut as a number 11 batsman. What an innings from him! And what he showed is that he showed to the upper order batsmen that how you can play on this particular pitch. Because Ashton Agar, as I said, I just wanted to start off with that because Australia were totally out on the second day, where Graham Swan and James Anderson with the reverse swing bowling had already almost sunk Australia to their knees at the score of 117 for 9. Who would have expected that Phil Hughes, who was playing there, would have got tremendous company from Ashton Agar? And let me talk about Ashton Agar. As I said, a lot of records were broken today. First is the record of Tino Best, who actually had 95 runs against England, as you know, as a number 11 batsman. So that was grounded to the dust by Ashton Agar. And Ashton Agar's contribution as a number 11 batsman was 98 runs of 101 balls, 12 fours and 2 sixes. It was a typical sort of the way Ashton Agar played. I would like to only talk about Ashton Agar on this Cricket Happening Show because one is he's a very tall guy. He's just 20 years old. It was a surprise that he was brought into the team in this Test match, and he's basically a left-arm spinner. But what he showed with his batting is that I couldn't find a single flaw in his batting. The way he was batting, what was good about it? He started off with an on drive against James Anderson for a boundary. He was on twinkle toes to the spinners, putting Swan over the wickets for 2 sixes. And then he hit Finn for a 4, and one of the shots reminded one of Kevin Peterson playing that shot, because he actually went to the pitch of the ball and beautifully flicked it into the fence for a boundary. So that was what the way he was playing. As I said, there was nothing, whether whether he was strong of the back foot, he was strong of the front foot. He was not afraid to use the feet to the spinners, which is very important. He was cutting well. He also played a good late cut. He was squirting the ball through the offside. Everything. His defense was good. Everything. The way he was dealing with the bouncer, probably one could say a bit shaky on the short stuff, but still he was still absolutely equal to the task. And I have a feeling now that Ashton Agar, but what Australia did with this partnership is 163 runs partnership, another record for Australia. The earlier record was 130 runs for the last wicket, and here Australia broke the record. And Ashton Agar, one felt very sorry for him that Ashton Agar couldn't go on to make a century, as would have become the first person, the annals of cricket history, to score a century at number 11. What a sad feeling that Ashton Agar couldn't go. He richly deserved that. And as I said, Anderson and Swan had really they have sunk Australia to their knees totally at a score of 117 for 9. And who would have thought that Australia would make 280 all out with Ashton Agar's contribution being 98. Tried to pull a ball from Broad, couldn't keep it down. Swan took the catch, and Phil Hughes, let's not forget Phil Hughes' effort. It was a painstaking effort, but was very good under the circumstances. In fact, he buckled down. He played the sheet anchor role to absolute perfection, chiseling out 81 unbeaten runs with 9 boundaries. In fact, Ashton Agar was the one who was doing all the stroke making there. If you see, 98 of 101 balls, 12 fours and 2 sixes. The 20-year-old Ashton Agar on his on his international debut, and that was the 65 runs lead for Australia. And as I said, Anderson took a 5-wicket haul, 5 for 85. Swan got the ball to turn, 2 for 60 and 2 for 80. So I don't have much time on this cricket report. At the current time, 12 runs in the lead now, England. At the current time, they are 77 for 2. They lost Joe Root out to a leg side flick of the bowling of Stark for 5. And Jonathan Todd was LBW bowled Stark for naught. And Alistair Cook is currently not out on 36 with 4 boundaries. Peterson is not out 33. This partnership has yielded some valuable runs right now, 66 We have a lot of overs to go. I think it's going to be, I will get to that later, because as I said, I don't have much time today, so I have to really skim through this particular cricket report, unfortunately. But Ashton Agar is the one who would be making the headlines, and a lot of things would be written about him in the newspapers. In the meanwhile, I take you down to the Queen's Park Oval for a quick cricket update on the finals of the Tri-Series contested between India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka were looking in an impregnable position, in a very good position, with Sangakkara and Thirumani at the crease, with Sri Lanka batting first. India won the toss. India had Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain, coming into the team, which was very important in this particular match, in the final of the Tri-Series. And Sri Lanka, after being at a stage, they were 171 for 2 at one stage, and they collapsed to being 201 all out. So there's absolutely no excuses for this. 30 runs and 8 wickets have gone, and one can't excuse this in a finals of a Tri-Series. The highest scorer was Kumar Sangakkara with 71 with 6 fours and 1 6, 46 coming from Thirumani of 72 balls with 4 fours. And other than that, 22 from Jayawardene. Other than that, the middle and lower order totally caved in, and the Indian bowling 201 all out. Sri Lanka. Bhuvneshwar Kumar giving the breakthrough as usual. 8 overs, 4 minutes, 2 for 24 for him. Other than that, Ishan Sharma 8 overs, 1 minute, 2 for 45, 4 for 23 for Jadeja, 2 for 42 for Ashwin. As I said, it's a pretty quick report today. I'm in absolute hurry today. I don't have time to really rush. As I said, Ashton Agar will make the headlines for becoming the he now holds the record for the highest score by number 11 batsman in Test cricket, eclipsing Tino Best's 95 made against England too. So Ashton Agar, congratulations to him, but I really felt sorry that Ashton Agar of Australia couldn't get onto a century, but definitely he did all the hard work and saw to it that Australia took a firm hand, in the sense they took the lead in this particular Test match. Well, right now I don't have much to share. As I said, it's a very quick cricket update today, and I'm absolutely short of time, and I'm unfortunately ending this cricket show because it gives me great grief to actually end the cricket report like this, but unfortunately I will have to. Thanks for your support, and thanks for your continuous patience in watching this cricket happening. So your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Thank you.